Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Glenn. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure you join the membership as well to get some more updates and some more informative information from Jack and Glenn. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Alexis being involved in relationships. Again, we saw throughout this season so far that Alexis has been involved in a lot of people's relationships, right? She was involved in the Ben and Morgan situation from the beginning. She was the first person who told Morgan what Ben said, right? And then she couldn't stop there when she overheard a conversation between Justin and Ben, whether it was on speakerphone or not. She went back again and ran and told Morgan what she heard and what she said. For a person who says that she does not like drama, allegedly, she's always involved in some type of mess with different couples, right? She's continuing to start drama with different couples. In this past episode of Married at First Sight, I believe, just me, believe that Alexis started the whole situation for Mitch and Kristen at the pool party, right? Kristen had talked to Morgan earlier and said, I'm going to have my time, or I'm going to have my place where I'm going to say something to Mitch. And what I'm talking about, for guys who did not watch the show but you're watching this review, give you a little backdrop real quick. Mitch talked to Kirsten's sister, right? And he was talking about asked her the question, what can I do, or how can I tell your sister, basically, to bring her look down, right? Not to wear as much makeup, to do something with her hair, to basically look like a hippie in essence, because he said he asked for a hippie type person. He asked for a hippie, somebody who was kind of earthy, as they used, or down to earth. So he had asked her, which now Kristen is upset, right? Kristen is upset by this. Her sister calls her later and tells her that Mitch has said these things, and Kristen is upset because she comes to this pool party and she had just learned this information prior to the pool party. And so she's upset, she's mad, she's frustrated. She's talked to Morgan, but when she talks to Morgan, what we see on camera is just her and Morgan having a conversation. And she said she's going to deal with it later. She's going to let it grow. She's going to let it fluster. She's going to let it sit there. And she didn't want to, and in my essence, my theory, that she didn't want to do it right then and right there, right? But then while the couples are there talking and are talking about their relationships and what they're gonna do in decision day, and you had Mitch explaining how he likes Kristen and Kristen, and now how things are moving in the right direction for them and is better than the beginning. We have Alexis who comes and asks a question. In my opinion, she asked this question that was out of left field, right? Had nothing to do with anything. To me, it seemed like she throws the monkey wrench in, or she throws a curveball into the conversation. And the question was that initially he said, Alexis asked the question, do you still have a problem with her wearing makeup and dressing up? Initially, that bothered you. In other words, at the beginning of your relationship, her wearing makeup and dressing up bother you. Do that still bother you today? And I scratched my head as I watched this, and I'm like, who made her ask that question? Out of all the questions that she could have asked at that point in time, out of all the questions that she could have brought up at that point in time, why bring up that question unless you wanted to be messy, unless you wanted to put a wrench or be involved in a relationship, unless you wanted to see some drama, unless you want to see some answers? She had to be privy to this question. Kristen had to tell her, right? She had to tell her. She had to tell her beforehand. And even, again, we've just found out again that Alexis has loose lips. That Alexis's lips are very loose. And she is very loose when it comes to other people's relationships. Because when someone asks her about her, she very rarely talks that much and about her own relationship. Her lips are loose about other people's relationships. And she likes to see drama, allegedly, in other people's relationships, right? We see this. So now this sparks the whole situation between Mitch and Kristen in front of everybody. It wasn't going to be in front of everybody. It was going to be in the privacy of their home, maybe off camera or not on camera. But Alexis' question started the fire. And she started this fire, and she sat back like most people do who start fires, and she watched the house burn down. Not saying that Mitch and Kristen didn't have a problem. Not saying that Mitch and Kristen didn't have an issue or a situation or a circumstance. What I am saying is that this situation would not have played out the way it played out if Alexis had not asked her question. She's involved in too many people's relationships. She's been involved in their relationship since day one. I know they're all friends, but there's some questions I'm not going to ask around that I know in relationships. I'm not going to ask when the person's spouse is there, because I know how it's going to go. It's going to set fire ablaze. It's going to make their car ride home long, right? It's going to make them upset. We're trying to have a good time, but she asked a question, which now this question sparks a chain of events, right? Because we see Kristen goes off about Mitch, about her being attracted, and how dare he talks to her sister about her appearance, and how she been holding things in for the whole time, how she doesn't feel like she's part of herself, how she feels like she done changed, right? How she feel like that she's been bending over backwards for Mitch, and Mitch hasn't been giving anything. Mitch is sitting there looking confused and dumbfounded about how he doesn't even know how we got here. Well, you got there, Mitch, because Alexis asked a question. You got there, Mitch, because Alexis was trying to be trying to start a fire in your relationship. You got there because Alexis likes being messy. That's why we got to the situation, which sparks the experts to hear the question, right? It sparks the experts to hear what's going on, because they backstage listening. They backstage listening to what's going on. And now we have the other blow up, because now Dr. Pepper comes out, and Mitch feel like he's being embarrassed, and the question is asked, are you very attracted to her? And he could not answer the question. He was like, I'm attracted. Well, nah, Mitch, you should have said you was very attracted. You messed up, bruh. When somebody asks you, are they very attractive, whether you believe it or not, they're very attractive. But again, it started with Alexis. Alexis put on the chain of events that started this thing. Alexis lit the fire. Alexis threw wood on the fire, because the fire was already there, but Kristen was already self-containing it, right? She had the fire inside of her, and she was self-containing it for a different time, a different space, because she could have called Mitch out earlier. She did not. But when Alexis asked the question, she put both of them on Front Street, and Kristen was like, you know what? It's the time for me to do this. I have safety, I have numbers, I have people, and Mitch caught it from the left, from both sides, and Mitch was like, did I say that? I don't know if I said that. And then they proceeded to go around the room and say, yes, I heard you say that. I heard you say that. Yeah, no, Miguel was the only one and Miguel and Nate never said anything. I was the only one that didn't say anything. Alexis started another fire and may have ruined another relationship. Not saying that Ben and Morgan wasn't going to have problems. They did have problems. But it was because Alexis stirring the pot that this relationship is done. We have Kristen and Mitch. Alexis stirring the pot. Asking the wrong question at the wrong time. And maybe in this relationship as well. Alexis may be at fault for two relationships going downhill. You guys let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. Was this Alexis? Did Alexis start this fire? Or did Alexis throw gas on this fire? Because the fire was already there. Did Alexis throw gas on this fire? You guys let me know in the comment section below. And is she too involved in other people's relationships and not worry about her own? Hey, just wanted to share my thoughts and my opinions with this. If you agree with me or disagree with me, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment in the comment section below. Once again, Alexis is involved in somebody else's relationship. And in my opinion, she threw gas on this fire. Thank y'all. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. Talk to you later.